With handmade clothing, it's never easy, but sometimes you just gotta let it go. Hi, my name is Sarah, and welcome to my channel, which is all about sewing and styling a handmade wardrobe. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all of the pieces that I am saying goodbye to when I did my closet switchover from summer to fall wardrobe, and I'll go through each piece and let you know why I'm letting it go. Now, this is something that I do every season. I take all of the things out of my closet and everything out of storage. I throw it in a huge pile on my bed and I go through it piece by piece, either putting things in the closet that are seasonally appropriate, storing things away that are out of season, and then weeding out the things that I don't think I want to wear anymore. Now, this time around, I was a little bit more ruthless than normal. I generally have a fairly hard time getting rid of handmade pieces because I put a lot of time and effort and money into it. But this time I asked myself two questions, and if the answer to both of those questions was no, I went ahead and got rid of it. So the two things that I asked myself was, number one, if this item of clothing was no longer in my wardrobe and I could never wear it again, would I notice that it was gone? And also, would I be sad? Would I miss it? Would I want it back? And it seemed pretty clear to me if I said no to those things, then I shouldn't be keeping it in my wardrobe. So we're just going to start with tops. I'm going to go through each piece briefly and let you know what it is and why I'm letting it go. All of the patterns will be linked down in the description box, and also any videos that I have about that particular garment. So the first item is a Made for Mermaids pattern. It's called the Florence top. This is a one shoulder knit top and it's also cropped. I went ahead and sewed bust cups into it so that I don't have to wear a bra. I almost never wore this. It was one of those things where I was into experimenting a little bit. I wanted to see if the one shoulder thing would work for me. I'm not saying that the one shoulder thing would never work for me, but the one shoulder and cropped was just a little bit too much, I think. I never reached for this. The fabric is from Joann and it has kind of a high synthetic content and it's not comfortable. It's not very breathable. So this one was pretty much a no-brainer. I'm definitely ready to let this one go. This is a Sewaholic Renfrew top. I made this back in 2018, so it's been around for a really long time, and it's actually in pretty good condition for how old it is. I think this is a bamboo jersey that I got from Style Maker Fabrics. It's in a classic red and white stripe, which is a combination that I really love. The reason I'm letting go of this is because at the time that I made it, I intentionally went up a couple of sizes because I wanted it to be oversized. But I find that sometimes that doesn't always work that well. Like you go up a couple sizes thinking it's going to be relaxed and cute looking, but instead it just looks like it's too big for you. And that's pretty much the problem that I had with this top. So I never wanted to wear it. I mostly wore it as loungewear, but I just feel like I have enough other pieces in my closet that actually fit me better that I could wear as loungewear if I wanted. So it's time to just let this one go. This is a Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top. I made it, I think, in 2023 as part of my winter capsule. This was when I was experimenting with my kibby body type and trying to adhere to the rules. And I have since decided that there's just certain things that are supposed to be good on me that I just don't particularly like. And these sleeves are one of them. So the reason that I made this was because it is a small print, it's a polka dot, the color is good for me. I do still like the fabric. It's a form-fitting tee, it has a rounded neck, and then it has this extra detail with these ruched sleeves. But I just don't like the look of it on me. I tried to wear it several times, and I would often put it on and then just immediately take it off because I just don't like it. So why am I holding on to something that I don't actually like? I do have a dress in this fabric that I still wear and I still really like, but this one I'm just ready to let go of it. This one is a Friday Pattern Company square neck top. This one is really all about the fit. This one makes me a little bit sad because I did take a lot of time with this. I went to the extra step of binding the seams and everything. The Friday Pattern Company block doesn't fit me very well, so it's too big up top, but it's actually too tight in the hips. Because this was a border print and I was trying to preserve the border, the original top kind of flares out a little bit and then it's slightly rounded at the hem. And because of this border print, I pretty much had to eliminate that curve. So it's pretty snug at the hips, but it's too big at the top and it just looks weird when I wear it. So even though I really like this top and I would wear it if it fit me, it just doesn't fit me. So why am I holding on to it? This is the Vicky Sews Veronica tank. It's made out of a bamboo rib knit. The issue with this one is that it's a duplicate. So I actually made this one first, and then later on, out of the leftovers of this exact fabric, I made a second tank top that I actually like better. And I wear that top all the time, but I don't wear this one because I think I have that other one. I really just don't need two blue tank tops. So I've decided to let go of this one. I don't need duplicates in my wardrobe. So I'm just going to keep the one that I like and get rid of the spare. This is the Sewing Machine Hugo tank. There's a couple of things about this that I don't like. Firstly, it's the same fabric that I made my Florence tank out of, that Joanne rib knit that's synthetic, so it's not very breathable or comfortable to wear. It's really quite thick for a tank top. And the second thing is I never felt comfortable wearing this style because for whatever reason, this little crisscross neck kind of chokes me a little bit and it's just not comfortable. So even though I actually think that it looks nice on me, I never want to wear it because who wants to wear something that's not comfortable? So I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. This is the Fiber Mood Bell Top. It's made out of a double gauze that I got from Joanne. This is one that it sat in the maybe pile for the entire summer and I never reached for it. So it definitely did not pass the test of would I notice if it was gone, would I miss it? Because I never wore it at all and I never wanted to wear it. So even though there's technically nothing wrong with it and I don't think that it looks bad on me or anything, it's just not worth keeping around because I don't really care about this. I don't have any particular feelings about it. So it's time to let this one go. This is another Fiber Mood. This one is the Lola top and I made it out of a rayon chambray fabric that I got from Fabric Mart. There's a couple issues with this. First of all, it has a really low back, so I have to be really careful about what bra I wear with this, which is annoying. It's also extremely wrinkly and it's hard to get the wrinkles out with these ruffles, and so I never wanted to iron it, so I didn't want to reach for it. And then the main reason I'm actually deciding to let go of this is because when I made it, I think maybe I wasn't the most careful. And on the curved edges where you have to like clip into the seam allowances, in parts it has started to fray. And so I think that it's not worth hanging on to because I would need to repair it because it's going to get holes in it pretty soon. And I don't like it enough to have it hang around. So I'm going to say goodbye to this one. This is a Jennifer Lauren handmade hunter tank. It's made out of linen that I got from Fabric Mart, I think. It's a really beautiful, high quality fabric. I do still have another top in this exact fabric that I'm keeping. This one's purely a fit issue. I made this back before I started doing small bust adjustments, and I think this pattern is drafted for a C cup. I'm an A cup. It always felt like the deflated balloon effect when I wore it, like there was just way too much fabric in the front where I'm not filling it out. I never felt comfortable in it. So even though I really like the style of this, and I would actually consider remaking this top in the future in a size that actually fits me, there's no point in keeping this one around. I never want to wear it because it doesn't fit. So this one's got to go. Next up is the Green Style Creations Bali top. This one is made out of a jersey crepe fabric from Minerva. I think I got it on sale a few years ago. This one is all about the fabric. I hate this fabric. I don't know why I bought it, honestly. I don't like crepe. I've never liked crepe. Again, I think maybe it was on sale. I just don't like the texture of it, and so I never want to wear it because I don't like crepe. I think the style of it is okay. It's sort of one of those things where I'm not super into it, but I'm not against it either. So I don't know that I would ever necessarily make this pattern again in a different fabric. It's just sort of like all right to me, and that's not enough reason to keep it around, especially when I don't like the texture of the fabric. And then my last top that I'm getting rid of is a True Bios Ogden cami. This one is made out of a silk crepe, so I bet you can imagine why I'm getting rid of it. And not only is this a crepe, but I think it's actually like a double crepe. It seems a little bit thick. And so even though it's a tank top, it can be a little bit heavy and overwhelming to wear it. It's not very comfortable. It's a little bit scratchy almost. I mean, I believe that it is real silk, but it's just not that nice feeling on the body. And I have so many Ogden camis and I have so many white tops. And the other thing that bothers me is that because it has that half lining and it's white, you can see it through the top. And that just always annoyed me a little bit. I feel like it doesn't look that great. I probably should have fully lined it. So just like with the Friday Pattern Company top, I have so many other white tops that I could wear. Even though it is a basic that should technically work with a lot of things in my wardrobe, I just don't want to wear it because I don't like the fabric and I don't like that half lining. Now before we move on, if you like this video and you feel like you're getting some value out of it, I would appreciate it so much if you would hit the like button. It helps more people find my channel. Thank you so much for your support. Next up is bottoms. There's just a few here that I'm getting rid of. And this one kind of guts me a little bit. It's my Closet Core Morgan jeans. I spent a lot of time making these and I was really proud of them. And I am still proud of the work that I put in. I got a lot of wear out of them. I'm getting rid of these strictly because they do not fit anymore. Because this was a dark wash, I figured I wasn't going to wear it that much in the summer. So I put it away for the summer season, got it back out in the fall, tried them on, and they're just too tight. They were always a little bit on the snug side, but my body has changed enough that when I button it up, you can kind of see the buttons, like they're stretched so far that the fly doesn't stay completely closed. And I feel like that just looks really tacky. It feels really uncomfortable on the body. So it's just time for me to say goodbye to these and just wear jeans that actually fit me. I do feel like I got a lot of use out of those. I got my cost per wear out of it. When they did fit me, I wore them all the time. So I'm not too sad about it, but I do wish they still fit me, but they just don't. This is a vintage simplicity pattern. I can't remember the number, but it will be down in the description box. I think I talked about this one before because I actually did try to fix it. I went in and added some elastic to the back so that it's a little bit more snug on the waist. But this one is really all about the fabric. It's a linen rayon blend, it's scratchy, it's not comfortable, and even though I really like the color of these pants and I think that they look nice, I'm just not going to want to wear something that's scratchy. Now I do actually have a button-up shirt in this exact fabric that I am keeping. For whatever reason, when I wear something on top that's scratchy, it's not quite as unbearable as it is on the bottom. I don't know why, it's just a body sensitivity thing. And also with the top, I can always wear like a t-shirt or a tank top underneath, so that does help. But if anything feels scratchy on the bottom, I just don't want to wear it. And I think that you guys can probably understand that. So I don't need to keep going on and on about it. This one is a no. Now these last two bottoms are skirts. And this is, I think, an evolution in my style. Now I used to wear mini skirts like this all the time. And just the past couple of years, I haven't been gravitating to my mini skirts nearly as much. I actually prefer to wear ankle length skirts now. And I think it's a function of getting older. Now, I do want to make it clear that I don't believe that just because I'm over the age of 40 that I can no longer wear miniskirts and it's not appropriate. That's not what I mean at all. It's just more of a personal thing. Like I feel more comfortable. I feel like longer skirts are easier to style because you can wear whatever shoes you want. Whereas with a shorter skirt, I feel like I'm much more limited with the kinds of footwear that would go with the outfit. So I think that's why I haven't been reaching for my skirts as much. I do really like this one. I like the fabric and I think the colors are pretty, but I just don't ever reach for it. And it does not pass the test of would I miss it if it was gone? Would I be sad? So I think in the past I might have held on to this a little bit longer just because I do like the fabric, but I'm not wearing it, so I should just say goodbye to this. Oh, and the purple one was a McCall's pattern. I think I forgot to say. Like I said, everything will be linked down in the description box. This one is a Paper Cut Patterns Estella skirt. I could basically say the exact same thing about this one that I said about the purple one. It's a shorter skirt. It's really cute on. I like it, but I never wanted to wear it. I don't think I wore it at all this summer, so this one's gonna go too. Moving on to dresses, there's just a few here. This one is the Vicky So's Veronica that I hacked into a dress. I actually really like the look of this dress and I think that it looks really attractive on. I would like to remake it again in the future in a different fabric. But this is made out of that same fabric that the Florence and the Hugo top. It's that rib knit that's just not very breathable and not comfortable. So I actually did wear this in the summertime a couple of days and I was like sweating in it. And it was almost kind of like torture, honestly. So why am I wearing a basically summer only appropriate garment that makes me feel really hot and sweaty? It's time to let this one go. This is the Victory Patterns Sophia dress and I made it out of a rayon gingham that I got from Blackbird Fabrics. The issue with this one is basically that it's a duplicate. I have another dress that looks very similar. It's also red, and I like that dress better. And so initially I had thought about trying to alter this and make it into a skirt. I even started to unpick the bodice from the skirt. But one thing that I've been thinking about lately with my refashions and my alterations, is this something that I would actually wear if I altered it? Because if it's not, then there's no sense in putting in the time to do the alteration just to have it sit in my closet, never being worn. And I think that this would be one of those. I think that even if I made it into a skirt, I probably wouldn't wear it because I have lots of flowy long skirts like this that I don't wear very much. So I think this would just be another one that would sit there. So I think it's better to just say goodbye to this one. I don't need it. I have the other dress that I like more. And I do feel like I got a good amount of use out of this while I had it. So it's time to just let it go. This last dress is a Deer and Doe Reglisse. It's made out of a cotton and steel rayon. I think the fabric's really pretty. I have thought about getting rid of this so many times and I just held on to it because I feel like it actually does look nice on me when I wear it, but the problem is I never wear it. It definitely does not pass my test of if it was gone, would I notice, would I miss it? I would not. And I think I've just been holding on to it for all these years because there's technically nothing wrong with it, but it also doesn't bring my heart joy. It doesn't make it sing. And so I think it's just time to let this one go because I never want to reach for this. I have to make myself wear it. And I have so many other dresses in my closet that I love and I think are beautiful and wonderful and special. This just isn't one of those. Now we're nearing the end, and I did get a comment in one of my videos asking me what I do with all these clothes when I get rid of them. So I thought I would share how I dispose of my clothing. So for one thing, if it has like buttons or things that I can easily recycle, like maybe the elastic is like perfectly brand new and it's not stitched down or anything, I might go ahead and just take those things off and recycle them and use them again at a later point. Because notions are expensive, and if I can get more use out of them, then it's worth it to me to do that. I do also pass a few things on to friends and family. The issue there is that because I'm so short, it's really hard for me to give my items to other people that will actually fit them. If it's something like this, like a short sleeve t-shirt, then sure, I could probably pass that on to somebody that I know. But anything that has long sleeves or has long legs or long length to it, it's probably going to be too short on the majority of people that I know. So I don't get too many takers on things like that, but I do try to pass things off to friends and family if I can. And then I generally don't donate my items to thrift stores. And I know I might get some hate for this, but it's just a realistic thing for me. So where I live, when you want to donate handmade items, you have to put in a sizing tag or they won't take it. And just being completely honest, I'm not going to do that. I've thought about doing it. I've tried to do it. I might even have some sizing tags like somewhere in my house, but I'm just never going to sit down and actually do that step. If I have to do that step, it's not going to get donated. It's just going to keep sitting in a pile in my closet somewhere. So I have to be realistic about what I can actually achieve. I can barely even make myself alter clothes that I intend to keep. How am I going to make myself put sizing tags and all these things I'm going to get rid of? So I generally don't donate my clothing. What I will generally do instead, obviously things that are like soiled or stained or worn out, I'm not going to donate those kinds of things anyway. And then the other clothes that I don't feel like I can pass on to anybody else, I'll just take them to textile recycling. Now, where I live in New York State, we do have some drop-off locations where you can take things to be recycled. It's definitely something that I recommend checking out in your area if it's available. So that is how I dispose of my handmade clothing that I'm not going to hang on to. And now we'll move on to the last section, which is layers. This is the Love Notions boyfriend cardigan. It's actually a remake. I made this once before, and then it was made out of a like merino jersey that ended up getting some holes in it. So I made it again out of this navy blue. I think this is a French terry. And the problem with this one is that it's basically a loungewear piece, and it is an absolute magnet for like pet hair and stuff. So I never want to wear this because it looks very shabby, even just around the house. When I put it on, I truly feel like I look like someone who's really depressed and just hanging out in a bathrobe. And I don't like feeling that way. So even though this is fairly comfy and cozy, it just doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy when I put it on. It makes me feel like I need to buy one of those seasonal affective disorder lamps or something, because I just don't feel like I look my best. Let's just put it that way. So I have plenty of other loungewear in my closet. I could make other pieces of loungewear that don't make me feel like this. So I'm going to let this one go. Now this piece is another one that hurts a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and let go of it. It's the Vicky So's Cheryl coat, and I put a lot of time into making this. I feel like I did a really good job. All of the seams are bound, and it has welt pockets that are also French seamed, which, believe me, that was not easy to do, but I managed it. I do think that it's really pretty, but there's just a couple things that combined those things together mean that I'd never wear this. I don't know if I've ever worn it. Maybe I've worn it one time, but I just never ever reach for this. The first thing about it is that it is so huge. Now I knew that going in, I saw the pattern cover, it is meant to be super oversized, but on me, it just feels like I'm drowning. Like it's just too big for me. The second thing about it is that these colors are just not something that I ever wear. I think that the color combination is pretty. I think that it looks nice, but it is not me. I made this because it was originally a quilt that I decided to abandon and make it into a jacket instead. So I do like that I kind of repurposed something and got some more life out of it. But I should have chosen better for something that I'm actually going to wear. I think this would be a beautiful quilt in my house, but it's just not colors that I like. It's not something that I'm ever going to reach for. So I told myself when I made this, I would just leave it, like in my office, at home, and if I got cold, I would put it on. But the fact that these colors are just not something that I like, combined with the fact that it's gigantic, I never ever wanted to wear it. So even though this one hurts, I think I'm going to let it go. I do think I have a couple of friends or family in mind that might want this. So I'm hoping that I can pass it on to somebody else who will love it and enjoy it, and hopefully it'll fit them a little bit better than it fits me. These sleeves are actually still too long for me, so they might be okay for somebody, like maybe it'll be like a 3/4 length on them or something. But yeah, I just have to accept reality. I'm never gonna wear this, and I can always make myself a new quilted coat that's more in my colors and that fits me better. So looking at this, I am still like hesitating, but no, I think I need to let this one go. So those are all of the handmade clothing items that I have decided to let go of this season. It was definitely a lot more than I normally get rid of. Hopefully by purging these things from my closet, I will make room for more things that I will actually wear. And we won't have to go through this same exercise again for a little while. I mean, I'm not making any promises. Nobody has a 100% success rate, but I am really hoping that maybe I could learn a few things from these pieces that I'm getting rid of and avoid making those mistakes in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and if you keep coming back to watch all my videos, I really do appreciate it so much, and I will see you next time.